If you listen to me, then I answer.
No, it's not if you listen to me, TJ. I'm trying to just say, will you please just say yes, I understand. I am clairvoyant. I am able to see energies, figures.
Oh boy.
I am claircognizant, which is having this overall knowing feeling. Toilet paper!
All right, so she has an overall knowing feeling. You know what? I have an overall knowing feeling that your relationship is going to be a disaster. How is it possible that I know this and she doesn't? She's a clairvoyant. The most I know about clairvoyance is that spell in Skyrim that like tells you where to run, you know? The problem with claiming that you have some sort of all-knowing ability is that when you inevitably mess up, people are going to hold you to that. It's like, wait a minute, I thought you could predict the future. Oh no, it's only some selective random things that you decide in some weird subjective way. She claims that she met her fiance in a dream and then in real life a few months later, but that's something you can just sort of make up retroactively.
I am clairaudient. I can hear messages from my spirit guides.
Geez, how many clairs are there? I've only heard of clairvoyance before. All these clairs are just coming out of the woodwork now. So she has the ability to hear messages from her spirit guide. Isn't a spirit guide just another person? So she can listen to somebody else talk? I can do that.
From other people's spirit guides. And there's so many different clairs.
Yeah, maybe settle down a little bit. Why do you have to be everything all at once? It's not enough to predict the future. You also have to be able to talk to spirits and do all this other chocolate eclair stuff, whatever you're doing. Let's get real here.
Let's get real here.
If someone is walking around claiming to have all-knowing powers, are we really supposed to be surprised if they're a little bit self-centered?
I have power and magic.
Alright, so Kimberly and TJ are a new couple on one of the spin-offs of this show. I don't even remember at this point. They met online, and she actually went to live in India with him for a while. She did end up getting homesick and returned to the US, but with the intention of eventually moving back permanently.
Learning my own powers helped me understand my own path. Like, I met my now fiance through a dream.
Learning your own powers? Are you a Jedi? What are we talking about here? Come on, you put some cards on a table.
After being back in the US for 4 months, I'm about to return to India, get married to TJ, and build a life there. Have you talked to the wedding designer just yet?
No.
Because I'm just really worried that, like, does he know what colors are going to be there? Does he know what seating arrangements are going to be? Because I haven't heard anything.
So Kimberly is concerned that she doesn't have much of a say in the wedding since they're going to be getting married in India. It's almost like it's some sort of different culture that does things differently than we do. And if you go there, you're going to have to do it that way, most likely. Who would have thought?
So wedding is just like pinkage. What?
You're making me very nervous.
Pink is pink.
No, there's a lot of different shades of pink. There could be hot pink, there could be reddish pink, there could be light pink, there's ballet pink, there's mauve, there's a lot of pinks.
All right, well, this guy stands no chance. He's planning the whole wedding without her say in it. She's always trying to give her input, but he just keeps saying to trust him and that him and his family are taking care of it. Not only this, but she is trusting him to build the apartment that they're both going to be living in together.
Once we are married, Kimberly will be expected taking care of whole household duties like cooking, cleaning. Kimberly thinks just like a US girl.
This is always the issue. It always circles back to cooking and cleaning and wiping shit down. Kimberly doesn't exactly strike me as the type of person that wants to stay at home and cook and clean all day, but she does strike me as the type of person to do this.
Guess what, guys? It's another day. What an awesome day. Celebrate the day, 'cause it's a holiday. We're celebrating Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day.
I just can't get over that she thinks that paper guitar is like a funny bit to do over and over again. You'll see, look, she's doing it again and again. There's nothing worse than beating a joke to death that wasn't even funny to begin with.
Toilet paper here.
All right, that's enough.
Testicles, yeah.
Oh, cutie. I have power and magic.
So Kimberly and TJ are finally reunited at last, and within 24 hours, they will be screaming at each other relentlessly. At first, they just go to see TJ's family, which goes alright, and remember that Kimberly has already been there before and lived there for a little while, so she has already met his family. But things really start to go downhill quickly when he shows Kimberly the current state of their apartment.
Oh.
I'm excited to show Kimberly the apartment because that's all I built for her. But still, I have things left.
Okay.
Alright, I'm no body language expert or anything, but I think that she really hates it a lot. I don't know what they agreed on or how far along she expected everything to be, but it is very clear that she becomes increasingly disappointed with the situation.
We don't have a window yet because the guy who's supposed to fix that whole thing, he was in the hospital.
He didn't put a door on the bathroom, paired with not putting a curtain up or glass on the windows.
Now, it's possible that TJ misled her a little bit about how far along the apartment was, and I could understand her being a bit disappointing, but that's a lot different than unleashing your fury upon him.
It has that lip that I asked you not to put.
Which?
The lip.
So he just did this thing common to everything.
I understand, but I asked you specifically not to have that in here because I hate it. I can't clean a counter like that. They didn't do it right. They didn't do any of this right.
She's calling herself a clairvoyant, but was unable to see any of this coming. I guess that she's only a clairvoyant when it comes to things that she predicts correctly, just like everybody else on Earth. I know it must be a tough moment to realize that you are just as clueless as the rest of us.
But every country has a different construction plan, so it's a culture difference. She expects something else, and that's not a realistic happening in India.
The baseboards, it's like, I don't understand. Why would they have a baseboard missing right there? If they decided to put a baseboard, why would you half-ass it?
Okay.
Why would you not do the whole thing?
That's why I always say that once you come here, if you want to change the things, it will be under your supervision.
As far as I'm aware, TJ is the one who's provided everything to go into this apartment so far. He took out a 7-year loan for it. It clearly needs work, and there are some things wrong with it, and I don't really know what the differences are in India, but it still seems like she's being pretty unreasonable. I think at this point he's trying to prevent this from turning into an argument, but he also knows that she's probably just going to continue to get frustrated.
I hate this. They did it, they half-assed everything, and it's done very poorly. I made specific requests, and they weren't followed through on.
Another thing worth mentioning is that in terms of their culture, TJ's family is kind of going out of their way to let them live in their own apartment together.
It's stuck.
Oh, why are you standing here?
Wait, yeah, what the heck? Why is she standing up there? Babe, I'm a clairvoyant. You can't even begin to understand the reasoning behind why I would stand up on a table. Or what is this, a bench? Some kind of bench, table-like, bench-like. Claire, I'm Claire, bench, table, Claire.
There's so many different Claires. Why is the door in that doorway a different height?
What?
Which door?
All three doorways
This is
right
not a
there.
door. Just let me clear it. Is this line makes you makes you concerned about the thing?
It really drives me nuts.
I didn't hire a people from the New York or something.
Look, I just thought you had a different accent. I didn't realize everybody did things differently over here. How was I supposed to know that? It's not like I'm some sort of clairvoyant or something. It's not like I have this all-knowing feeling or anything.
You gonna have to pick it everything that there were small mistakes in coming out, just destruct it and just spit on that.
I'm upset with this whole build.
Or at least relax and just accept the fact that
I'm
this will
trying to
happen.
relax, but I couldn't even pee because you left that doorway wide open and there's not a curtain over there, so I can't freaking pee.
So you all know how she met him in a dream? Well, it wasn't just any ordinary dream. They were in the desert riding dune buggies. I wonder if she had any dreams of them arguing about baseboards and toilet paper.
You started that real today.
No, this was you. You came in yelling at me. I'm leaving everything behind to be with you, and you can't follow through on this one thing for me.
I'm not your servant, for your kind info.
No, you're supposed to be my partner, and you're failing at it.
Man, if this is how it goes with the apartment, I can't even imagine how the wedding is going to be. Anyway, this was kind of a bad fight. You'd think that this would be the worst it gets, but no, it's actually going to get even worse.
The problem is here, you don't understand if someone is doing this, he's putting his sweat, money and everything in a time. It's you should be grateful for that.
No, I do understand that, which is why I was cutting you some slack, but you came in here acting like a dick.
Mind your words.
So now it turns into this whole other thing on whether or not the word dick is a cuss word. I'm not even kidding.
गाली गलौज कर रही है बैठ के, you are such a dick. मैं ना अपनी language रख बैठ के वहाँ पर.
So TJ just runs downstairs to tell his family everything that happened while Kimberly cries upstairs. It's pretty astonishing that an argument about the apartment is about to turn into an entire discussion about the word dick.
Let's talk about the respect.
What do you mean?
Baby, you know that what I'm talking about.
Whenever I said you were acting like a dick?
Yeah. So what?
That's not abusive. I did not say you were an ass. I did not cuss at you. I was not mean to you. I was saying I think you're acting mean.
Wait, what?
So what?
That's not abusive. I did not say you were an ass.
That's not abusive at all. I didn't call you an asshole. I called you a dick. Come on. Apparently asshole ranks much higher on the scale or something. She's saying that if she had used that word, it would have been abusive, I guess.
I can have a Hindi words also. I can do this.
Okay.
But I didn't use it because I ever abuse you. That's
Dick is
pathetic.
not a cuss word.
T-I-C-K. BICK means you know what exactly it is.
Testicles, yeah.
So why you are using such a bad language if you know that?
Did you want me to say testicles?
That's not the point, and you know it's not the point. Stop. Please stop it.
It's not a bad word for you. Why don't you understand? You're a woman.
Why are you trying to use my gender against me right now?
Because you're women, you know you need to respect that someone's gender. You're talking about his object.
Your
what he has.
entire culture is so sexist.
And there we go, right there. That's what I'm talking about. I think she just has a lot of resentment about their entire culture in general. I don't even agree with him that it's somehow worse to say to a man because he has one, but for her to turn it into this whole thing about his culture when I really don't think it had that much to do with that is pretty ridiculous.
All about me. You say always that I have a spiritual connection. I'm a clairvoyant. How the you are clairvoyant? You are not respecting someone's soul and someone's emotion?
Yeah, that's why I would consider it a red flag if someone is saying things like that. People can believe whatever they want, of course, but going around saying you have all these different abilities and making it a big part of your personality just comes off the wrong way. It makes me immediately skeptical of that person's intentions and sense of self-importance.
Bad words come out of my mouth regardless of whether I'm angry or calm. I cuss. That's a habit of mine.
Okay.
I've been cussing since I was 13.
But that's not the point. The point is that you were directing it towards him in a clearly insulting way. And TJ is definitely not perfect. I think he loses his temper many times. But I think Kimberly's absolute refusal to listen to what he's saying and see it from his perspective is making him grow impatient. I kind of think that she might be purposely misinterpreting what he's trying to say so that she doesn't have to admit fault for what she did. She could have easily just said, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have called you that." And then I'm sure he would have felt bad and apologized too for losing his temper. And then they could have, calmly had a discussion.
Well, since yesterday, I don't have a plan anymore because the way you're talking to me, it does not make me excited to marry you.
Okay, so you have not been excited since the time you see the apartment?
No, since the way you spoke to me out there yesterday.
This is the problem. She has zero accountability for her side of things. She thinks that there was nothing wrong with her behavior, the way that she spoke, or anything. He definitely did lose his temper, but I don't think anything he did was extremely out of line considering how she was acting. If someone is yelling at you, it is really difficult not to end up at the same volume as them, and as soon as she started insulting him, he just left.
Now listen to me.
I am listening, TJ. I'm just trying to tell you my point. Do you not understand? I just want you to acknowledge the fact that you heard me. Did you hear anything I just said?
If you listen to me, then I answer.
No, it's not if you listen to me, TJ. I'm trying to just say, will you please just say yes? I understand. Maybe you wanted some toilet paper here.
Now, in my opinion, this right here would be the point where I realize there's no possible way to move forward with somebody like this. I think that she just wants him to apologize for everything, do what she says, and have zero discussion whatsoever about the things that she may have done wrong.
And I'm just asking you to say you heard me, and you will not do it. Why won't you just say that you heard me?
Oh my god. What is going on? Well, that was absolutely exhausting. I think I'm gonna go to sleep for like 13 hours now. So, what does everybody think about these two lovebirds? You think they're gonna work out? You think Kimberly's gonna level up her alteration skill? No, actually, it would be illusion skill. Everybody, you should comment, what do you think Kimberly's illusion skill is right now? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one.
I have power and magic.
I just did the first I just did the first 4 hours. You're doing the very last easy.